Hey, this is Pat, and today we're checking out the all-new Alpinestars SP-3 gloves. Now, the SP-3 gloves are going to be designed for sport riders out there, anybody looking to get a full leather gauntlet glove, but looking to save a couple bucks, because these are coming in right around that $100 price point, which is going to be my favorite feature out of these gloves, let alone the fit, which I think is fantastic from Alpinestars. All the features, whether you're looking at the full goat leather palm, touch tech, full leather all the way down the entire length of the glove, I think it's a great deal for that $100 price point. Typically we see Alpinestars up in the $150 to $200 price point when it comes to full leather gauntlets. So I like that they're giving an entry-level price point to their full protective line. But before I get too long-winded and start walking our way through these new gloves, let's talk about the overall fit. Now, I measure the circumference on my palm just about 8.75 inches, and that would put me in a size large, and no surprises, size large is fitting me spot on. I'm a large in most gloves out there. These are no surprise there. Little bit of room inside of them right out of the box. So if you are, between sizes and you really like a tight fitting glove that's gonna break in, because leather will break in about 15 to 20%, especially on the palm side of the gloves as you start wearing them, you might want to look at going down. But again, if you're looking for a comfortable glove right out of the bag, right out of the box, this is going to be true to size, and you can just reference that size chart and you will be all set. Now, they come in sizes ranging from small up to 3 extra large and come in 4 colorways, although I'm sure Alpinestars will constantly adjust the colorways as this stays in the market. But let's start up at the top and work our way down the gloves. You do have a dual gauntlet entry system, so you have a Velcro up top as well as a retention strap down at the base. There's no flap covering that retention strap, which is typically what we see in gauntlet gloves, just because if this is a high slide area, that becomes vulnerable. But I'm okay with it just because it is tucked in nice and tight up against the wrist. So not too upset about that. Lots of foam on the ulna just to protect that outer side of the wrist in the event of a crash, with perforated leather over top of that foam. At the back of the hand, you are looking at full perforated goat running down the entire back of the hand behind the knuckle. And one thing I want to point out, a little bit elastic right at the wrist, and I think that's really comfortable, just helps keep a tight fit around the wrist and right before the hand, just keeping it tight in the event of an accident. Everything's going to be in the right spot. A little bit of SP-3 logos at the back of the knuckle, and you got a dual density TPU, so it does have movement side to side, nice and ergonomic, very comfortable against the back of the hand, and a little bit of foam underneath there. So if you are riding all day or going out into the canyons all day, it's going to be nice and comfortable. It's not going to dig into your knuckles for the 5th, 6th hour of your ride. Looking at the fingers, a little bit of foam at the base of all the fingers as well as the tips, and then over here on the 3rd and 4th finger, you do have the bridge connecting those two. The idea being if you go down and it pulls at the outer finger, the ring finger is acting as another stabilizer to keep it in position. Alpinestars has been doing it for years. We've seen other brands out there doing it, so if you like that, that is done in synthetic suede down the outside of it, and full leather at the fourchettes inside of the fingers. At the outer seam over here, I love the coverage here. It's synthetic suede running down the entire outside, connected to the 3rd and 4th finger bridge. If you go down, that is a very vulnerable seam, so we like to see when brands cover that up. Again, coming in at around the $100 price point, I like that they're adding that feature in there. Flipping over to the palm, you do have touch tech at the index and the thumb, indicated by this little power symbol on the index. You do get that at the thumb, again, if you're pinching and zooming, or if you're scrolling looking for directions, you do have that capability without having to take off your gloves. A little bit of pre-curve to the hands, which is nice just to getting into that riding position, easy to access the controls and everything. Synthetic goat leather with a little bit of grip pattern over top of it. At the grip right across here, that's a high wear zone, so we like seeing a little bit extra coverage there, and they do have it at the thumb as well. Now, one thing that it is missing, usually in the gloves we see from Alpinestars north of the $120 price point, is a little bit of elastic here at the crook of the thumb and the palm. Now, it does add a little bit of vulnerability because it is elastic in that area, but the comfort really is something that I miss, and I would have loved to see on these SP-3s. Alpinestars, if you're listening, would love to see that in a version 2. Last thing to note here on the palm is just a little bit of foam underneath of that synthetic leather. Again, that's not going to be really of a slider, just more of an impact protector. Should you go down, usually the palm or the outer seam, like I mentioned before, is going to be the most vulnerable position. So a little bit of foam helps save your palm in the event of an accident. But all in, again, I keep harping on this, for $100. The price point and all the features, I think this is definitely a bargain for what you're getting out of Alpinestars with the full goat leather construction, aiming at that 2 to 3 season hot weather rider out there, just getting that airflow through. through with an extremely comfortable knuckle. I think they really knocked this one out of the park, again, at that $100 price point. But if you have any other questions, or if you want to see what other riders are saying about these gloves, click that info button. That'll take you over to the product page where you can read other rider reviews. If you have any other questions after that, you can reach out to our customer service team. They're all riders, happy to help you get set up or help you find the correct size. I want to thank you for joining me and checking out the all-new Alpinestars SP-3 gloves. I'm Pat, and I'll see you in the next video.